So how can we add a gradient in the background here? Well, for this we'll utilize Expo. If you search for Expo linear gradient, you will find that Expo, this extra tool we're using to simplify the process of building React Native apps, this tool and the team and company behind it provides an extra package called Expo linear gradient that gives us a component which we can use in our code to display a linear gradient. So what we have to do here is open a new tab in our terminal here so that we can install this extra package. And we should install it with Expo install, not with npm install. You could do this as well, but by using Expo install, Expo, this tool which we're using, will ensure that a fitting version is installed into this project. So it will take a look at the version of Expo you're using in this project, and it will automatically install a dependency version that works well with that Expo version. Therefore, we'll use Expo install here and install the expo-linear-gradient package like this. If you hit enter, this will execute npm install behind the scenes, but as mentioned, it picks a fitting version. Now, once it's done, you can close this terminal window and keep the npm start process running. And now we can import linear gradient from Expo linear gradient. And as always, the official docs are a great place to understand how you can use this component in case you're not sure. So now we imported this linear gradient component, and with that imported, we can replace this view with linear gradient. And therefore, of course, we can get rid of that view import because we're not using the view component in this app component anymore. Now, linear gradient takes a style prop, and on that style, we still want to set flex 1 because the gradient also should take all the available space. But we won't set a background color anymore because the idea behind a gradient is that we have a gradient between multiple colors. And we set those multiple colors with help of the colors prop that is supported by this linear gradient component. This colors prop takes an array which takes all the colors you want to use in your gradient. That could be 2 colors, it could be 5 colors. Again, take a look at the official documentation to learn more about all the supported properties and how you can configure this gradient. Now, the 2 colors I want to use here are, in the end, the yellow, which we used for the input. So I will pick this. But as a first color, I want to use a different color. I want to use this plum color, which I use for the background of my input container. So I will grab this as a first color here, separate these items with a comma. And with that, if you save this, you have this nice gradient here in the background. Of course, with that added, to make sure that there is a higher contrast between the background and this container, this input container, we could go back to this container and pick an even darker plum color here, like 3B021F. And with that, now this is darker and stands out more from the background. But this is how we can add a gradient. And thanks to this extra Expo package, it's really not difficult.